'Tis the season to be jolly because the With Love Meghan holiday celebration is Netflix announcing to the world we are done with the fake Duchess and her balding husband. I have never witnessed something so toe-curling, so bum-clenchingly fake and horrific, so hypocritical too.
Mad woman Meghan Markle make Christmas crackers. She made an advent calendar. She made gumbo, and the entire thing was dystopian.
With Meghan's holiday special, as I've just watched it, and I have so many thoughts.
Meghan Markle's very last Netflix special, and this is the nail in the coffin.
Meghan Markle is not coming back to life on Netflix.
Meghan Markle, it is clear to me there is no star factor there whatsoever. I'm not even going to say the show was like watching paint dry, because I actually find beauty in the mundane. I think watching paint dry would have been more entertaining, okay? I think this show was more like getting repeatedly hit in the head with a can of paint.
Meghan's failed TV career, so you don't have to. First, some of the lowlights. As the Royal Griff pointed out, the most exciting.
Meghan's very strange interaction that has to do with the kids. And we're going to talk about Salmonella Sussex.
Meghan Markle forgets that she went on many stages like Talk 100 and was talking about how busy her year was because she had just finished wrapping up her special, remember?
So I'm a little confused why it wasn't just called a Christmas special and instead they opted for a holiday special. I feel like that would have made sense if it came out earlier in the season, like around November, like earlier in November before Thanksgiving. It would have made sense for it to be a holiday special.
Meghan Markle's Netflix show, her holiday special that just came out today.
She didn't even trim that tree. She was explaining something about the lights, how she was putting the lights in the back, but she wouldn't actually show us or tell us how she did it. So that she wasn't even trimming that tree. That whole thing was so.
Meghan Markle genuinely thought her holiday show would shift everything in her favor. Her entire team spent months building hype, insisting this project would be the moment the world remembered why they fell for her initially. She envisioned soft glows, genuine smiles, comfortable winter clothing, and a persona that appeared both refined and down-to-earth. However, the instant the program went live, the harsh truth struck harder than anticipated.
It would have made sense for it to be a holiday special because it would have like kind of been for the whole holiday season and the vibe across Thanksgiving all the way through till Christmas.
Rather than receiving compliments, people expressed bewilderment. Rather than earning compassion, she received skepticism. Rather than experiencing a resurgence, audiences claimed it resembled watching someone frantically perform a lifestyle they hadn't truly embraced. The streaming platform's leadership, who considered the festive concept a reliable choice, were shocked at how rapidly it unraveled. The viewership figures weren't merely disappointing. The watch-through rates plummeted almost instantly. Before long, the image Meghan attempted to craft began crumbling around her. Sequences designed to convey warmth appeared oddly distant. Interactions intended to demonstrate togetherness seemed manufactured and hollow.
Meghan Markle, it's like she's doing arts and crafts, and they've given her those scissors they give to children where they don't have any sharp edges. They're like, let the girl do arts and crafts under supervision. Let her play in the fake kitchen with the camera crew. Nothing about this feels real to me. And then what really stuck out to me was that her dog Guy is in the show. So her dog is in the show.
And audiences continuously raised the same troubling concern. Who exactly is she attempting to deceive? This wasn't the personality the streaming service had anticipated. And based on her behind-the-scenes response, she clearly hadn't foreseen this backlash either. The opening sequences were meant to evoke enchantment. Meghan strolling through a pine tree market, wrapped in winter gear, chuckling as though inhabiting a festive film. Yet rather than delivering that comforting seasonal vibe to viewers, the scene landed awkwardly. The location appeared deserted.
Ooh! Lots of pieces like this. I'd like to remind you all, for no particular reason, that she's an actress. This is her acting.
No household selecting evergreens. No children playing nearby. Not even her husband accompanying her. Simply Meghan moving solo while production staff rushed to frame the ideal composition. Audiences didn't perceive authenticity. They witnessed theater. And matters deteriorated further once filming shifted inside. The ladies introduced as Meghan's companions immediately raised eyebrows. Viewers identified them. These weren't longtime companions or acquaintances casually visiting. They were paid workers. One managed her styling needs. Another contributed to her production operations. Yet another belonged to the household personnel. Each wore coordinated sleepwear sets, responding enthusiastically to Meghan's every comment as if following dialogue instructions.
Oh, we're writing again.
Yeah.
That's all she did the whole time. Oh, we're writing again. Like everything was writing.
Oh my God, I know. I know, and I'm going to get to that because, good Lord, there was some terrible interactions between Ms. Markle and her hapless guests.
The atmosphere resembled less of an intimate gathering and more of a rehearsed advertisement. And then her husband appeared. In archived footage woven throughout the program, he didn't resemble a happy father embracing the holidays. He appeared exhausted, disconnected, almost as though reluctantly participating in something that felt inauthentic to him. The platform's decision-makers couldn't overlook it. Nothing throughout this production rang true. If one element Meghan desperately wanted to convey in this special, it was the concept of kinship. Her seasonal customs, her youngsters' celebratory patterns, the wonder she insists on building within their home.
The way she's treated the royals, that's not how you treat family. Okay, I don't care if she married in, they moved to a different continent. She has done nothing but dine out on her titles and try to stretch that brief 18 months she spent over there. And shame on Meghan Markle because the royals, they welcomed her with open arms. They threw her a big wedding. They basically said, do whatever you want. If you have this initiative you're passionate about, you want to do a cookbook with the Grenfell girls, whoever they were, do that. But she did not think that was good enough, and she absconded to California and then proceeded to accuse them all of racism with really no facts, and really there was no veracity to any of her claims she made about the royal family.
Yet when audiences examined more carefully, something felt absent. Actually, everything felt absent. There were no youngsters' sounds echoing anywhere. No tiny fingers assisting with dessert preparation. No traces of festive mayhem that every genuine parent instantly recognizes. For someone who constantly claims her offspring are her universe's focal point, the total invisibility of Archie and Lilibet didn't seem like protection. It seemed calculated. It seemed like she required the family concept for her narrative, but avoided the actual reality. And the problems continued. Where were her actual blood relatives? Her mother never showed up. Her extended family members, none of them made appearances. Her husband's entire lineage completely omitted. How can someone create programming about customs when relationships with both family branches have fractured? The quietness surrounding this issue spoke volumes beyond anything Meghan voiced throughout filming.
And why don't you talk about your family there? Why, Meghan? I wanted to talk about your family. Oh, because you lied. You see how she just takes. I'm telling you, Meghan is a taker. She is a vampire that just sucks everything out of everyone's life.
And why won't you discuss your relatives there? Why, Meghan? I need you to address your family situation. Oh, because you fabricated stories. You observe how she constantly takes? I'm serious. Meghan operates as someone who extracts. She's an energy drain that depletes everything from people's existence. Audiences didn't witness a parent encircled by cherished ones. They observed a woman occupying space with compensated individuals because the genuine ones were absent or chose not to participate. The streaming platform anticipated audiences would detect this, but even they didn't predict the criticism would arrive this intensely. If one sequence in the program demonstrated exactly how disconnected Meghan has grown, it involved the notorious countdown calendar segment. She unveiled it with this exaggerated, nearly philosophical delivery, as though revealing some precious heirloom to humanity. Yet rather than the traditional confections or tiny surprises youngsters anticipate eagerly, Meghan enthusiastically showcased handwritten messages. Not charming messages, not entertaining puzzles, but excessively solemn declarations like you possess courage.
Then they decide to make Reese. And by the way, notice anything else? Because I do. It's this. She's trying to copy me some more. Again, what's funny is I'm sure that cost $1 million for that painting. This is from Target.
The moment felt less like a custom and more like a sermon. Audiences didn't observe a parent generating happiness. They witnessed someone overcompensating to appear profound. Children desire sweets, unexpected delights, something entertaining. However, Meghan transformed what should have remained a straightforward, cheerful experience into something rigid and narcissistic. And the most troubling aspect, she presented it with the assurance of someone anticipating praise. Even the platform's leadership cringed internally. The sequence instantly became ridiculed across social media.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I don't even want to continue watching it because we're entering to the rented space. I already did not like her first season, didn't watch her second season because we all made a pact. And now this holiday season, she's back at it. No, the holiday season is where you should have had it in your home so it could be your home and we can believe you. There's no remedy for her.
People weren't simply puzzled. They felt annoyed because it demonstrated yet again that Meghan wasn't relating to actual households. She was constructing an idealized version of parenting that failed to connect with anyone. The program was intended to touch emotions positively. Instead, it reinforced exactly why Meghan's reputation has been deteriorating for years. Right when audiences assumed the program couldn't appear more artificial, Meghan emerged wearing a sleeveless emerald gown. Sophisticated, striking, and oddly recognizable. It required minimal time for people to understand why. The garment was practically identical to one worn by Emma Thin, the Marchioness of Bath, over 12 months prior. Same design, same shade, same shape. It wasn't homage. It wasn't happenstance. It appeared like imitation. And imitating from a woman who is younger, more admired, and effortlessly fashionable only amplified the distinction sharper.
About Meghan did not give a damn about Harry. A merger, so this is his contractual obligation, Lauren Lund-Farrow. 5 minutes towards the end of the episode, and immediately the relationship between Harry and Meghan is exposed. Meghan mothers him. It's weird. She says at one point when they're talking about the food, she goes, "Oh, my mum does that for you without the fish. Oh, he's gonna need a towel for when he sweats for the hot food." Like, she's babying him. And it made me realize, Lauren, Meghan Markle treats Prince Harry like her child. The interaction was super weird. And he's also scared of her, of course, because later on he makes a joke once he's tasted the
Rather than enhancing Meghan, the garment revealed something she frantically attempts to conceal. Her fixation with projecting aristocratic status, even if it requires mimicking another person's aesthetic. But the genuine problem wasn't the garment itself. It was the mindset driving it. Meghan wore it during a relaxed festive environment where everyone else dressed casually. While she gripped champagne and positioned herself for cameras, her visitors appeared as though attending a simple sleepwear gathering, not a formal gala. It generated a peculiar disconnect. Meghan overdressed, overacting, and separated from the environment surrounding her. The streaming service's leadership later confessed privately that this marked the instant they understood the program wasn't succeeding. Rather than genuineness, they were recording insecurity, and audiences detected it instantly. The holiday program was designed to portray a harmonious partnership establishing customs collaboratively, but the limited footage of her husband accomplished the reverse. He didn't appear like a content spouse celebrating the season.
She was making up a tradition that they have gumbo on Christmas Eve. Doofus walks in, and he reminds her that he has a portion without the seafood. Now, if you don't know, that's a royal family thing. They don't eat seafood because it could strike them with food poisoning. It's a tradition. It's the same thing. They usually don't eat garlic, things like that. I'm actually surprised he mentioned it on camera, and as soon as he did, we got more of that.
He appeared depleted, tense, and uneasy. A person attempting to endure another rehearsed sequence. His gaze revealed it initially. They weren't expressing joy. They weren't radiating affection. They appeared remote, almost accepting. Then there was the hair concern. People who recalled how he previously ridiculed his brother's receding hairline couldn't miss how fate had returned. Beneath the production illumination, the sparse areas and treatments were undeniable. Rather than deflecting attention from it, the program unintentionally emphasized it. But what troubled audiences most wasn't his appearance. It was his physical demeanor. He stood like someone avoiding documentation. Someone not integrated into the production, just confined within it. He didn't embrace Meghan. He didn't chuckle genuinely. He didn't even attempt to merge into the comfortable ambience she was creating. Speculation about tension in their relationship has pursued them for years. But this program amplified those murmurs dramatically. He appeared like a person who doubted the narrative being presented, and worse, a person who no longer identified himself within it. Even the platform's decision-makers noticed it. The connection had vanished.
Disconnected you are to what really matters, and we resent it. And we don't like you for it, Meghan, because you're not being authentic, but you want to perpetrate that you are. Girl, it is a lie. Get to stepping, okay?
While Meghan was occupied constructing a flawless festive illusion for the streaming service, a genuine emergency was developing far from the production. One she couldn't orchestrate, manage, or manipulate. Her father, Thomas Markle, was transported into critical care following a severe medical incident, a 3-hour surgical procedure, complications, physicians struggling to stabilize him directly before the holidays. And Meghan, she never materialized, not at the medical facility, not even through a private telephone conversation. Audiences already doubting her kinship principles watched the program with this developing situation in awareness, and the juxtaposition was unavoidable. There she existed, preparing confections for documentation, spinning in manufactured festive enthusiasm, while the person who nurtured her, the person who financed her schooling, the person who supported her for decades, remained in a medical ward fighting for survival. For numerous people, that was the instant the pretense collapsed. The scheduling couldn't have been more unfortunate. Rather than appearing caring and affectionate, Meghan appeared frigid, removed, as though her festive production mattered beyond her own father's critical condition.
Okay, in the last 5 minutes of the entire holiday Netflix special, that's what I found so interesting, right? 50 minutes go by, no mention of Prince Harry, and it seems like Netflix called and said, this show absolutely sucks. Okay, we wasted our budget on this. You better get that Duke in here immediately and on camera. We need something that is going to get us press and attention, because watching Meghan Markle do arts and crafts like an insane...
And the speculation intensified ominously. People suspect she's simply anticipating his passing so she can reconstruct the narrative without opposition. The streaming platform didn't anticipate this. Meghan didn't account for this. But once the audience made the connections, the festive program ceased being amusement and began resembling an avoidance of a situation she refused to confront. Meghan anticipated the holiday program would discreetly generate interest in her consumer brand. American Riviera Orchard, a gentle, understated form of integrated marketing. But rather than advancing the brand, the program magnified everything already malfunctioning behind operations. American Riviera Orchard wasn't simply underperforming, it was collapsing. Massive product returns were accumulating. Purchasers protested that merchandise felt inferior, emitted peculiar odors, or bore no resemblance to marketing imagery. Content creators refused to showcase the collection because it provoked their followers' frustration. Even distributors who previously contemplated collaboration with Meghan withdrew, labeling the brand high-risk and volatile, and the holiday program didn't assist.
The reviews are brutal, guys. I mean, I kid you not. And, I mean, are we going to see a new Meghan? No, because Netflix is done. Netflix is done, happy, they closed that. This is a contract. This, unlike her dog, Meghan Markle is not coming back to life on Netflix, because this is it for her, this woman, guys.
It revealed the identical problem the merchandise possessed. Excessive styling, insufficient quality, the refined kitchen, the flawless camera work, the costly furnishings. None of it aligned with the quality of the brand she was attempting to market. People began drawing parallels between her products and the program itself. Attractively presented but meaningless. Once examined closely, industry professionals stated it discreetly but assuredly. American Riviera Orchard represents one of the swiftest failures we've witnessed from a celebrity enterprise this decade. The breakdown stung, not because Meghan anticipated immediate triumph, but because she assumed her reputation alone could sustain anything. But following this program, it became evident her reputation was no longer the advantage she presumed it was. Within the streaming platform, the response to Meghan's program wasn't simply dissatisfaction. It was a reality check. The platform had committed substantially to her, anticipating her reputation would deliver prestige, viewership, and worldwide recognition.
There was no authenticity whatsoever. Netflix knows it. They know that Meghan Markle has produced the biggest turkey in their history. All that money, all those opportunities, and it resulted in this. So Lauren is completely right. It is the end of the road.
But the statistics arriving after the launch communicated a contrasting reality. Watch completion declined rapidly. Interaction stagnated. Audience response deteriorated. This wasn't a minor disappointment. This was a catastrophe. Leadership began conducting difficult discussions privately. Some confessed they'd been concerned since the audio platform controversy. Others disclosed they had advocated for enhanced creative supervision, recognizing Meghan's content frequently felt preachy, superficial, or excessively manufactured. But the holiday program revealed the reality they could no longer dismiss. Meghan couldn't sustain a production. The genuineness wasn't present. The appeal wasn't present. The audience rapport wasn't present. One leader even stated confidentially, "If this represents her strongest effort at being approachable, we're facing problems." And then emerged the unofficial information that the streaming service was reevaluating future productions with her. They weren't terminating agreements publicly, but they were proceeding cautiously privately, carefully, the method studios employ when they desire separation without initiating conflict. When Meghan discovered this, alarm intensified. This was intended to be her resurgence. Instead, it became the evidence that the audience had progressed beyond her.